the opportunity to the Assistant Minister of Court of Judicial Reviews to put the heir he'd been raising this entire time up for debate. And this heir was a girl this entire time. Was not a boy like everybody had expected it to be. It was a girl. She was the surviving heir to the Empress Dongran's husband. But again, she's a woman and women shouldn't be on the throne. The only reason why the Empress Dongran is allowed to play regent is because she was the emperor's wife. She was the emperor's stepmother. Like, she is allowed to be on the throne typically for that. And if they find an actual heir and raise that heir up, she will have to sit down and go back to taking care of the harem. But now they don't have an heir, and the only heir is a woman. Now they could technically put her on the throne because she can marry a man, and what child she has typically when she has a son, that son will take over the throne when he comes of age. But there is a bigger fear. The reason why he's trying to put her on the throne and force her onto the throne is so he can puppeteer and control her from the background and use her to make his own decisions, his own influences, his own laws, and push them ahead. She is basically nothing but a puppet to him, and we all know this. It's obvious to anyone that do not want her on the throne is that she is nothing but a puppet. Very much a puppet. And you know, everybody who was writing in and was pissed at the chief commander of the Imperial Army, the Minister of Justice, Sound of Bamboo, and Gentle Jade, they're all basically siding with him, protecting him, caring for him. They believe in him, trust in him. They believe and trust into the future female emperor because of a line he quotes to them. Basically, it snubs the nobility and hires up the commoners. Also, they're kind of backing her because of the lies he made up about her background. Remember how he got her and all of the girls and boys that he was teaching and raising because he wasn't really sure who the heir was, or he was trying to hide the real heir? Yes, he had to lie about what her background was. Full on lie about it because no one would take her seriously or allow her anywhere near the throne if they knew who her true background was. Yeah. So yeah, he lied about it and everyone's just writing for it. The instigating censor escaped the capital and rushed all the way to where the main character Ballad is to inform them about everything that happened. And the main character realized he lost the battle. He hasn't lost the war yet, but he's lost this battle. He realized he fell for all the assistant ministers in the court of judicial reviews tricks and, sleight of hands. He's realized he has lost this battle. Now, when the Ballad heads out to go see his family and help his family in their battle, he was supposed to leave the main character, but he was like, yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. So he snatches the main character up, pretending that he was going to give the main character horse riding lessons, but in actuality, he was trying to basically bride snatch his wife. Full on take his wife to meet his family. And his wife's like, what are you planning? What are you doing? And he's like, I'm taking you to meet my family. See my family. He's like, no, you're not. I have a work and job to do here. You're gonna leave me. Where is my fam? Basically telling him to let him stay where he's at. And the Ballad didn't want to do that. But the Ballad ends up leaving his wife after he gets to snack on his wife. And I mean, he loves to snack on his wife, especially in this book. He is very handsy on his wife in this one. Like, they're rolling in the sheets all the freaking time. Every time they're with each other, they're rolling in the sheets in this book. And that's how he leaves the main character, is that he rolls in the sheets with the main character and then goes, bye-bye, wifey, I'm leaving half my army with you and 2 of my guards. And he goes, bye-bye. And I'm like, dude, you and your protection over your wife. And the reason why I call the main character the Ballad's wife is because the Ballad calls him that. And the main character just lets him go along with it. Before the Ballad had left, he had released the bandits that he needed to cause frictions and relationships and reputations in the bandit group, especially against the Bandit King. He released some of them. Well, he didn't release the Bear Cub because, again, the Bear Cub is full-on loyal to the Bandit King. So he kept him in his little jail cell. He also knew the little cub would not survive in the hands of the bandits. Well, the main character wants some information out of this little bear cub, so he releases the bear cub from his jail cell. Except the little bear cub decides to pick a fight with everybody there. The main character was in his room waiting for the bear cub to be brought to him, except when he hears a commotion, he comes out and sees the Melly's youngest guard be literally beaten by this little child. And again, yes, the Melly's youngest guard is a child himself. And he also sees Flourishing getting beaten by this dude. Like, these guys are not able to take this little child down. And the main character is amazed because this child has the same strength as the male lead, or almost close to the male lead's strength. But yet, he wants to talk with this kid. And he has to let this fight be handled. And the person who handles the fight is the adopted father. So the conversation the main character has with the little bear cub is typically trying to figure out where this little bear cub came from, because he obviously is not a child of the bandits. He must have come somewhere. And they figure out that his mother and father must be coming from a certain tribe that throws out children when the women are taken against their will. So yes, this must be a child from a certain tribe. This tribe is believed to be the tribe fighting against the Melly's family, or has ties with the tribe that is fighting with the Melly's family. And they're typically trying to figure out who this child's father is, not certainly his mother is, but they have to figure out who this child's father is because of his great strength and his body at such a small age. And another thing the main character picks up when talking with the child, as the child notices the main character's earrings, and typically the main character's looks dating before he joined the hands of the bandits, he saw a poster of a woman who looks exactly like the main character, wearing the exact same earring as the main character, which makes me think that this woman was the main character's mother, or related to the main character's mother. The child also later states to the youngest guard of the male lead that a child that was in the hands of the Bandit King, the ex-Bandit King, that was being roughed up, or, being playfully tossed around by the ex-Bandit King, had the same earring as the main character. So two specific people had the same earring as the main character that this bear cub has seen before. And remember, this earring was a gift to the main character from the male lead from several different collections. This makes the main character realize that there must have been a tie between the Yan clan and the ex-Bandit King. So he needs to have this looked into, which he's going to get Flourishing to look into this. Also, he realizes that the ex-Bandit King used to pay a lot of attention to him, not just because of his looks, but specifically because of his earring. He's also going to get Flourishing to look into the price of rice and tea in the territory or country that they're trying to form a deal and relations with. So Flourishing doesn't want to be the main character's guard or servant. He wants to follow the male lead, but the male lead would not have him. So he turned to be the main character's adopted father's servant slash follower slash guard. But the main character's still going to order him around because this dude does want something to do. He wants a way to protect himself and give himself a safe haven. Especially when all of this is over with, he does not want to himself. He does not want to die. So he needs a safe haven. He needs protection. And that's typically the male lead or the main character's adopted father. Like, he needs protection.